This person senses that they are slowly losing you and they are close to doing something unexpected. Take a slow breath, calm your thoughts, and allow yourself to be fully present for a moment, because this message did not reach you by chance. Right now, someone is thinking about you with a heavy heart, not briefly or casually, but with deep and serious emotion. They feel as though something important is slipping away from them, and that something is you. Hello everyone, welcome to Never Give Up. Don't forget to follow, tap the bell icon, and select all notifications, because every video has the power to shift your mindset. They sense a change they cannot clearly explain. They may not know exactly when it started, only that something no longer feels the same. Your energy does not reach them the way it once did. Your presence feels quieter. Your responses are different. Even if communication still exists, even if you still appear, they notice an emptiness where closeness once lived. And this unsettles them, because deep inside, they believed you would always remain. They never imagined a reality where losing you was possible. This person did not expect things to reach this point. They assumed you would understand them, that you would wait, that you would forgive, that you would stay. Not because they lacked care, but because they became too at ease. They believed love would last without effort. They assumed a bond could endure long periods of silence. They thought commitment could be delayed. Now they are facing the outcome of those assumptions. The fear they feel is quiet, yet extremely powerful. They do not show panic outwardly. They do not express everything dramatically. Instead, that fear exists deep within them. It appears late at night, during quiet moments, when conversations replay in their mind, when they notice how steady and composed you have become. That calm unsettles them more than anger ever did. Calmness signals acceptance, and acceptance often comes just before release. They sense you pulling away emotionally. They can feel it clearly. You are no longer searching for explanations. You are no longer asking for reassurance. You are no longer trying to repair what feels damaged. You have stopped over-explaining, stopped responding the same way, stopped waiting for them to choose you. That shift affects them deeply, because now they are the ones left questioning. They begin to realize they may have waited too long. This understanding does not arrive all at once. It comes in small moments. When they notice your replies sound different, when they feel your focus has moved elsewhere, when they imagine a life without you and experience an empty ache, they start asking themselves questions they once avoided. What if I lose them? What if someone else recognizes their worth? What if I waited too long and now time feels like an obstacle? They are caught between pride and fear. Inside, a struggle is unfolding. One part of them wants to reach out immediately, to admit mistakes, to explain, to promise change. The other part is restrained by pride, by the fear of rejection, by the possibility that you may no longer feel the same way. They do not know which side will prevail, but something within them is beginning to crack open. They remember everything they once assumed would always be there. Memories replay in their mind your patience, your loyalty, your emotional presence. The way you showed up, even when it was hard. They now see what they failed to fully appreciate before. That realization hurts more than any argument ever did, because regret arrives only after the truth becomes clear. They are paying close attention to you now. They notice details they once overlooked. Your tone, your distance, your independence. They sense that you are reclaiming your power, and that unsettles them, because your strength no longer depends on them. You are no longer waiting to be chosen, and that forces them to realize they may need to fight to keep you. An unexpected action is approaching. This person will not respond in a predictable way. It will not be casual. It will not be half-hearted. It will not be minor, because fear has reached its limit. They are being driven by the thought that they could lose something irreplaceable. And when that realization fully settles in, they will act. What they do may surprise you. It could appear as a sudden confession, a meaningful message out of nowhere, a sincere apology they avoided for a long time, a gentle moment you never expected, or an effort to step up in ways they never did before. This action is fueled by panic combined with genuine feeling. They are trying to prevent a loss they now clearly recognize. But their move carries an important question. Here is the truth you need to hear. Just because they take action does not mean everything will instantly improve. You are not the same person you once were. You have evolved. You have healed. You have learned how it feels to prioritize yourself. Their sudden behavior now places a choice in front of you. Do you truly want what they are offering at this stage? This is a moment of clarity, not for them, but for you. Ask yourself honestly, does this align with who I have become? Is their effort consistent, or is it only a response to the situation? Is this shift genuine, or motivated by fear of loss? Am I being chosen willingly, or only because I am stepping away? You are no longer required to settle for less simply because it feels familiar. Your energy changed for a reason. You did not distance yourself to hurt them. You did not transform to manipulate the situation. You changed because your inner self needed peace, and that inner shift is what brought this reaction. Whether you decide to move forward with them or not, understand this clearly: you are the source of this change. You are the awakening. You were never unseen. One final thought for you. This person senses they are losing you because, on a deeper level, they already have, not in presence, but in spirit. Confronted with that realization, they may respond in ways that are sudden, emotional, and rushed. What follows does not depend on their fear, but on your honesty with yourself. Remain grounded. Remain truthful within. And remember, you are not meant to be pursued only when you pull away. You are meant to be chosen consistently every single day. If this video brought value to you, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your continued support. As you wait for this person to make their next move, understand that the silence you are experiencing is not empty. It is a space where your own strength is developing. This person is beginning to notice that you are no longer standing by, hoping for their attention. They are now seeing you as someone who is self-assured, steady, and whole on your own. This shift in you is what is pushing them toward a critical moment. They are starting to recognize that while they remained comfortable, you continue to grow and change. Now, as they get ready to reach out in an unexpected way, it is important that you observe their actions with clarity. At times, people put in more effort simply because they fear the quiet, not because they have truly changed. This next stage of the process requires discernment. When they finally speak or appear in a surprising manner, notice the timing. Real change shows consistency, while panic is short-lived. They may arrive with gifts, lengthy messages, or serious promises. Still, you must consider whether these gestures would have existed if you had not begun to move forward. You are now in a position of strength. You are no longer questioning your value. Instead, they are the ones wondering whether they have lost too much of your heart to regain it. This waiting period is not focused on their growth, but on yours. You are realizing that your peace matters more than a connection that only functions when you are ready to leave. In the days ahead, you may feel an unusual urge to return to what once was, but remember the reason you changed. You changed because you understood that you deserve appreciation while you are present, not only when you are about to disappear. Their sudden sense of urgency reflects your value, a value you now clearly see within yourself. As they prepare to take action, keep your boundaries strong. You are not required to make quick decisions just because they are suddenly rushed. Their schedule of regret does not need to control your pace of healing. Stay centered on your own direction and allow life to reveal the truth behind their actions. Whether their effort leads to a fresh beginning or brings closure to the past, you are secure. You have already completed the most difficult step, learning how to stand on your own. Whatever they decide to do next will simply reinforce what you already know. You are someone worth making an effort for. More importantly, you are someone worth choosing every day without fear being the motivation. Trust your intuition as events unfold, because your inner awareness understands the difference between genuine transformation and a temporary fear of being alone. When this unexpected shift finally takes place, you will experience a surge of mixed emotions. You may feel relief, or you may notice an unfamiliar sense of sadness because you are witnessing their effort for the first time. It is a meaningful moment when someone eventually gives you what you asked for months or even years earlier. Still, you must look beyond the emotion of that instant. Pay attention to whether this renewed effort is strong enough to last, or if it is only a temporary response meant to ease the pain of losing you. They are taking action now because the truth of your absence has finally reached them. They are coming to understand that the person who always understood and always stayed has finally reached a breaking point. This is the point where their words need to be supported by real changes in how they live their life. You may notice that they begin to bring up shared memories or try to remind you of the good moments from the past. They do this because they want to pull you back into a time where they felt secure and in control. But you no longer live there. You have moved forward into a future where you value your peace more than a familiar routine, even as they attempt to close the distance between you. Remain observant. Notice whether they truly listen to your needs now, or if they are still focused only on their own fears. How they respond to your distance will reveal everything you need to know. If they become upset because you are not rushing back, then their change was not rooted in love. It was driven by control. However, if they show patience and respect your boundaries, it suggests they are finally learning how to value you properly. The next chapter of your story is about staying loyal to the growth you worked so hard to achieve. It is easy to slip back into old habits when someone finally gives you the attention you once longed for. But you must remember the nights you spent questioning your worth. You must remember the silence that pushed you to grow strong on your own. Do not allow their sudden urgency to erase your personal journey. You are allowed to move at your own pace. You are allowed to say that you appreciate the effort, but that it may have come too late. Or you are allowed to explore whether a new foundation can be built. The decision is completely yours, and for the first time, you are choosing from a place of strength, rather than a place of longing for their approval. Trust that whatever comes next is guiding you towards something better. If this person truly belongs in your life, they will find a way to align with who you have become. They will stop offering excuses and start showing clarity. If they cannot meet you where you stand now, it simply means they were a chapter in your story, not the entire book. You have already succeeded because you found yourself in the process of letting them go. Keep your head held high and your heart protected. The universe is observing how you handle this moment, and it is ready to give you exactly what you accept. Do not settle for a brief spark when you deserve a steady flame. Your worth is not something to negotiate, it is a fact. As time moves forward, you will recognize that the universe is testing the strength you have recently built. This person may try to appeal to your emotions by revealing a side of themselves they kept hidden for a long time. For a short period, They might become the person you always hoped they would be, but only for a few days or weeks. This is exactly why you need to stay grounded. The next phase of this journey is about observing consistency. Anyone can appear impressive when they are afraid of losing something. However, only someone who truly cares will show up consistently when they feel secure. You are seeking a love that remains even after the fear of loss disappears. You are looking for someone who treats you as a priority on an ordinary Tuesday afternoon, not only when you are ready to walk away. You may find yourself at a turning point where you must balance the shared history against the future you desire. It is natural to feel conflicted. It is natural to feel loyal to the time and memories you built together. But keep in mind that a healthy future cannot be built on a damaged past unless that foundation is fully restored. If they are asking for another opportunity, they are asking you to trust them again. Trust is not something you simply give away. It must be earned through consistent actions over time. Do not pressure yourself to decide quickly. If they genuinely value you, they will respect your need for time to heal and observe. Their willingness to be patient will reveal their true intentions. During this period, pay close attention to your inner state and your sense of peace. When they reach out to you, does your heart feel lighter, or does your body react with tension and unease? Often your body understands the truth before your mind is ready to accept it. If their renewed attention feels overwhelming or exhausting, it may be a sign that you have already emotionally moved forward. If it feels calm and hopeful, there may be a possibility worth exploring. Regardless of how you feel, do not let go of the version of yourself who learned how to be content alone. That version is your safeguard. That version carried you through the moments when everything was falling apart. Never sacrifice your inner peace for a relationship that requires you to diminish yourself. In the end, this experience is leading you toward complete clarity. You are clearly recognizing what you are willing to tolerate and what you will no longer accept. Whether this person rises to the occasion and remains consistent, or whether they disappear once their fear settles, you have already gained something invaluable. You have gained the understanding that you are enough exactly as you are. You now know that you do not need to chase anyone to be noticed. The right people will see you, value you, and choose you without being asked. You are entering a phase of life where you accept only what is certain, stable, and genuine. Continue moving forward with confidence, knowing that what lies ahead is better than what you are leaving behind. As you move into this next phase, you will begin to sense that everything feels slightly different. The atmosphere has changed. The heavy burden of waiting for someone else to recognize your worth is lifting because you have finally begun to recognize yourself. This person now understands that the old patterns of how they treated you will no longer be effective. They can see that you have created a life and a mindset that no longer relies on their validation. This realization shifts the balance of power, which was once clearly tilted in one direction. Now they are the ones searching your eyes for reassurance. They listen closely to every word you speak, carefully analyzing your tone, hoping to find a trace of the version of you who once chased after them. But that version no longer exists. It has been replaced by someone more aware, more grounded, and more at peace. You must be ready for the moment when their dramatic effort or sudden transformation begins to fade. Very often, once the fear of losing you disappears, people slowly return to their familiar behaviors. This moment becomes the true test for both sides. If they genuinely respect what they have learned, they will continue to show up even when everything feels calm and ordinary. If their goal was simply to secure you again, their effort will decline once they believe they have succeeded. Your responsibility is to remain steady in your strength and not offer your heart too fast. Pay attention to how they behave when there is no tension and no urgency. That version of them is who you would be sharing everyday life with. Those around you may start to notice a quiet confidence about you. When you stop giving your energy to something that never returns it, that energy stays within you. It begins to reflect in your work, your well-being, and your other relationships. You naturally attract better opportunities because your standards have risen. This person notices it as well, and it reminds them that if they do not rise to the occasion, someone else will. Still, remember, this is not about provoking jealousy or trying to pull them back. You are doing this because you understand that you are the most important presence in your own life. That understanding becomes your protection against future disappointment. Ultimately, this experience offers clarity. It shows you that you have the ability to reshape your own path. You no longer need to wait for another person to allow you to feel safe, valued, or content. Whether you choose to welcome this person back or continue forward on your own, you are making that choice from a place of completeness. You have transformed your pain into guidance that leads you toward inner peace. Trust that life is directing you toward a connection that feels natural, sincere, and respectful. You have already done the difficult work of personal growth, and now you are prepared to receive a love that aligns with the person you have become. As you enter this new chapter, your relationship with time will feel different. You are no longer rushing to repair everything or searching for immediate answers. Meanwhile, this person is beginning to feel the true impact of your quiet distance and your independence. They are starting to realize that while they once treated your time as something they could use freely, you were quietly learning how to invest it in yourself. This awareness is what makes their next move feel so rushed and intense. They are trying to keep pace with the person you have become, but they are discovering that you are already far ahead on an emotional level. The distance between who you used to be and who you are now is what pushes them to finally face the truth. Soon, you will notice that their behavior reflects their own inner development, or the absence of it. If they come to you with humility and a genuine awareness of the hurt they caused, it shows they have done real inner work. But if they approach you with excuses or attempt to make you feel guilty for your growth, it reveals that they are acting from fear, not understanding. You need to stay alert and pay attention to what remains unspoken. Real change sounds like a sincere apology followed by consistent improvement over time. It does not sound like endless promises made in one emotional moment. You now decide what is acceptable in your life, and you have every right to value consistency over emotional intensity. There is a quiet sense of peace that comes from knowing you are no longer trapped by someone else's uncertainty. You regained your power the moment you chose to stop participating in the cycle. This person is now seeing a version of you that is rare and valuable because it does not depend on them. That independence makes you more appealing than ever, but it also forces them to recognize how serious the situation has become. They understand that if they fall short now, there may not be another opportunity. This pressure will expose who they truly are. You can simply observe how they respond without feeling obligated to support them or show them the way. Above all, remember that your peace is something sacred. You worked through confusion and pain to reach this calm place. Do not allow anyone's sudden anxiety to disrupt the stability you have built. Whether this person becomes part of your future or remains a lesson from your past, you come out ahead. You prove to yourself that you can endure difficult times and emerge stronger. Your future is promising because it is grounded in the truth of your own value, not in the changing emotions of someone else. Keep your heart open, maintain firm boundaries, and trust that the right direction is unfolding as it should. As you continue forward, you will notice that your need for explanations from this person is slowly disappearing. There was a time when you spent hours questioning their behavior, but now your attention is centered on your own emotional state. They can sense that they no longer control your happiness, and that is why their next move may feel so bold. They are eager to regain the influence they once had over your feelings. They see that you are no longer swayed by small gestures or hollow words. This shift within you has forced them to look honestly at themselves and confront the parts they avoided for so long. The truth is that your growth has set a new standard, one they are not accustomed to meeting. They are realizing that being part of your life now requires more than simply showing up. It requires depth and real effort. You may notice them opening up about fears or old wounds in ways they never allowed before. While this openness can be meaningful, it does not erase the time when you were left feeling unsupported. You can recognize their struggles without taking responsibility for fixing them. You have already carried the weight of the relationship on your own, and now it is their responsibility to carry their part. There is a steady strength that comes from knowing you are okay, no matter what choice they make. They are responding to your confidence, and that confidence is your strongest shield. They are learning that you are not a fallback option or a safety net that will always be there. You are someone with a full, purposeful life of your own. As they prepare to make an unexpected move, keep your attention on your own goals and personal happiness. Do not allow their sudden reappearance to interrupt the progress you have built in your career, your interests, or your other connections. Your life no longer revolves around them. In time, you will understand that this entire situation existed to reveal your ability to renew yourself. You have discovered that even when you are worn down, you can rebuild into something stronger than before. This person plays only a small role in your journey, helping you recognize that you deserve a love that is intentional, not reactive. Whether their surprise action opens the door to a fresh start together or brings a permanent ending, you have already reached the most meaningful achievement. You have reclaimed your voice. You now move through life with a sense of direction that cannot be taken from you. Trust the process and continue walking your path with assurance. As you move forward, you will notice that the confusion around their actions no longer dominates your thoughts. You have arrived at a place where your own well-being matters more than their explanations. This person is beginning to feel the real absence you left behind, and it is a reality they were not prepared for. They are realizing that life continues without them at the center, and more importantly, that you continued without them as well. This awareness is pushing them toward a moment of complete honesty. They can no longer hide behind pride, because the fear of life without you has grown stronger than the fear of opening up. Be prepared for the possibility that their sudden shift may initially feel like everything you once hoped for. They may speak the words you used to wish for and offer the care you once asked for. While this reflects your value, it is also a moment that calls for clear judgment. You are no longer the person who depended on their attention. You can now consider their offer from a place of fulfillment, not need. You have the awareness to determine whether their change is genuine or simply an attempt to recover what they carelessly lost. Your renewed self-respect functions as a filter, helping you see their true motives beyond emotional distractions. You will notice that their silence or mixed signals no longer affect you the way they once did. When you stop pursuing, you regain your balance. They are unsettled by your calm response because they were accustomed to you repairing every distance between you. Now that you are no longer building bridges alone, they stand on the other side trying to figure out how to reach you. This shift is essential for their growth. They need to experience the effort required to sustain a real connection. By remaining steady and prioritizing yourself, you are demonstrating how you expect to be treated. You are making it clear that your love is a high-level experience that demands equal commitment. In the end, you are standing in complete freedom. The expectations that once held you have fallen away because you have given yourself what you once sought from them. Their unexpected action is simply the final detail revealing the outcome of your internal growth. Whether they rise to meet your standards or fail and confirm that it is time to move on permanently, you are secure. You have created a sense of home within yourself that remains stable even when others change their minds. You are in control of your own peace, and that strength will remain with you long after this chapter comes to an end.